future. Oh, my city, she never sleeps. My city, she never weeps. My city, she keeps me alive. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, 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 oh. Give it
Story SmackDown fans, tonight's topics on the Wrestle Story include
KO puts Ziggler in his place,
heavy machinery headed for Extreme Rules,
and Kofi has let loose.
All that and more coming up. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Wrestle Story, where we discuss all things wrestling, the legends of the past, the superstars of the present, and the trailblazers of the future. We stream every Monday after Raw, every Tuesday after SmackDown, every Wednesday after NXT, and after every pay-per-view, as well as throwing in a few special streams at times. Hello, James.
What's up? How's it going?
What'd you think of the show?
Okay. What I thought of the show. I thought Raw was better. It just was. SmackDown wasn't bad. It was better than it has been. But it's not up to the standards of what Raw was.
Hello,
last
Anthony.
Night.
What'd you think of the show? Overall, I think it's better than it has been.
It is. I'm not denying that at all. But coming off of last night, I kind of thought we would get some more interesting things on SmackDown, just because of what they did on Raw to kind of compete with them and make people want to watch it.
Well,
because coming off of last night, people might automatically be like, okay, I'm going to watch SmackDown tomorrow because if Raw has made changes, maybe SmackDown has too. But then they get on the show, and we're opening the show with Shane still.
Well, I think you did see some changes. I think you saw some of, with some wrestlers that haven't been used a lot.
I do agree with that. Things are changing.
So there are some changes happening.
There are some changes.
And I told you yesterday, I didn't expect. I was surprised Raw changed last night.
Very good, boring with how Becky average.
I thought they would wait and we'd start to see major changes after Extreme Rules.
Yeah. But ultimately, better than it has been in a long time.
Definitely.
Not up to what Raw was yesterday, but better.
So, Anthony, what do you, compared to what it has been, do you think it was better? Since you say it's average?
Better.
Because overall, I thought it was better. It was better than it has been.
I did too. Like I said, it wasn't like absolutely knock my socks off what yesterday was. With, Braun and Lashley being blown to bits.
Yeah.
But there were some things in the show that I did like.
Oh, definitely. Raw was much better.
There were some things in the show that I did like.
But I do see some changes happening on both shows, so I think that's a positive.
Raw does win this week for me, too. I agree with that. And I think you would say the same.
Yeah.
Obviously. So, we start the show off with the KO show with Shane and Drew. I was like, awesome. This is going to be exciting.
James, Bayley's keeping her title. Becky's not. Just so you know.
Stop. Why do we have to start every show like that?
I'm just saying.
You're like, Becky's going to lose. Yeah, whatever. So, KO show. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that, Anthony. So, KO show with Shane and Drew. I was like, why are we opening the show with Shane involved somehow? But, not going to lie, I did like the way they did this to an extent.
Well, first off, you have to keep Shane in the storylines. You can't just drop him.
I understand you have to. I just don't like that he's opening the show.
I think you're going to see
Why can't we put him in the middle of the show? I understand why we did what we did to get what we got later in the evening, which is going to be another good storyline, I hope. But I
think you will see him up through SummerSlam.
I do too. And then we need to get him off.
Of course, with changes being made, you may not. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We need to get him off soon. Because Shane opening Raw is not much of a change from what we were dealing with before.
No.
And people don't like that.
No.
So, we're going to have to fix that. But, moving on with the segment. So, Kevin starts, he tells Shane and Drew, he's like, just to clarify for all the people, there's a specific part of the clip from last night that he showed. He was like, there's a specific part I want to show everybody. Let's roll that. Specific segment from this video. And he rolled the footage, and it was when Shane and Drew walked out of the ring because the UnderTaker came. And he was like, I just want to clarify, they did not leave because they were scared of the UnderTaker. They left because, I don't know why they left, but they were not scared of the UnderTaker. It was probably the gong at the beginning. It was like, gong, and then he got up and was like, oh yeah, and everybody just ultimately runs out of the ring. Gong, oh, I'm out of here. It was really funny. Kevin plays this part really well.
Yeah.
He does this really well, and I really like him in this position.
Well, this is where I told you there's a fine line between the heel and the
He can go back and forth
face.
between both, lickety-split, nobody's business.
Yeah.
He's really good, and I love these funny segments for him. I don't know what he thinks about them, but I sure love them. They are so entertaining.
They are.
And it makes this segment so much better because we have Shane involved. So, he's talking about how I just had to clarify for the people that you're not scared of the UnderTaker. Then Dolph comes out and he just went off on Dolph. He was like, you need to stop with this. It should have been me, crap. It should have been you. It should have been me. It should have been you. It should have been me. It should have been you. You had your spot 8 years ago, kind of, sort of, and then you lost it. Go away. We don't care anymore. You're washed up. Go away. Just go away. And I was like, thank you, Kevin. Thank you so much. Somebody should have done that a long time ago.
Well, the cool thing about it is they're setting up a storyline here, so it's like, we'll see where they go with it. But, something's being set up here between Kevin Owens and Dolph.
It is. So then both of them are like, well, why don't we just let management decide here who's going to get a shot at the WWE Championship next? And Shane was like, well, I'm not going to give you that at all. Because you know what? You two are going to have to work together tonight in a tag match against Heavy Machinery. And the person who wins will get added to the Tag Team Championship match at Extreme Rules. The SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, which is New Day versus Bryan and Rowan.
Yes.
That was also announced today. And I was like, awesome.
What's wrong with this?
Well, I wasn't thinking about it at first as being Kevin versus Dolph coming out of it.
Okay.
I was thinking they were going to do something stupid and have them go over the actual tag team and then beat Bryan and Rowan.
Okay.
Which I didn't really want to see because they're just kind of thrown together.
Yeah.
And they don't really, like, it should be Sammy and Kevin.
Well, I think things are changing, so I think that's part of, the changes that you're starting to see.
I get this. I understand this. But I wasn't, like, looking forward to this at first. I was like, we're throwing them in the tag team match?
Makes sense.
I mean, at first it really didn't. It really didn't make any sense whatsoever.
Well, it does. I mean, Shane was mad at Kevin Owens for what he was saying. And since Kevin Owens was, like, ripping on Dolph, he decided, okay, you two are going to work together.
Well, because I guess in Shane's mind, he didn't think they were going to end up working together.
Well, yeah, I mean...
But that's not what I was thinking at all. So I was like, bleh. Like, I just don't get why we're adding... They're probably going to get
Kevin
added
Owens' face again.
to the tag match.
I think Kevin Owens just kind of does whatever he wants to, whenever he wants to.
I love it. It's great. So that happened, and then we go to the back, and there's like an interview with Bryan and Rowan, and they're all mad about this announcement with they're gonna have a third team in their match, and they're not looking forward to it, and they're like, well, we have the odds stacked against us once again. Thank you, Shane. This is why nobody likes you.
How you doing, Export?
How long was the Shane promo? Like, the whole segment with Shane in it was probably 15-20 minutes of the show. Like, the very beginning of it.
Yeah, but it wasn't just him. It
wasn't just him. Because he just kind of stood there with Drew during the Dolph and Kevin thing. But he was still there on my TV screen. So. But, like, the actual Shane segment, as it stood, was maybe like 5-7 minutes long. Where he was, like, sitting with Kevin talking to him.
Yeah, maybe.
Which, I mean, is shorter than it has been. But it's still a lot for Shane. So, then we get a match between Big E and Bryan. And this was a really good match. And you know what they did? They did the split commercial screen thing. Where the wrestling was still going on during the commercial.
Yeah.
And, like I said, I thought it was a really good match. There were a lot of really good spots. Bryan went for the knee, for Big E's knee, with his knee injury. And kind of played that out for a little bit. And then Bryan ends up getting the win, which I thought was actually really good for him because he has been pinned by so many people in the last, 2 weeks. It's unbearable.
Y'all really like Shane, don't y'all?
No.
She has an issue with Shane.
I have an issue with Shane.
I don't. Me personally,
you don't like him, but you don't hate him.
Like
you don't despise him like I do.
It's not like
No, it's not like you don't. You really don't like Shane.
Well, I don't.
I hate Shane.
I don't like the fact that they use him over actual wrestlers.
I hate Shane.
That's what I don't like.
I have an actual hatred for him.
Yeah.
You don't.
No.
You listen to it all the time. But yeah, really good match. Bryan ends up getting the win, which I thought was really good for him, even though it was a singles match.
Rowan and Bryan are losing the titles.
It's a matter of who.
Yeah.
I'm thinking New Day might make sense, and then you can have all three guys with the titles for maybe a split second until Kofi loses his.
Yeah.
Because I think he's also losing his title at Extreme Rules.
I agree.
I just don't. I don't know. Like I said yesterday, it's losing. Hate is a strong word. Well, I do hate him.
Or maybe they'll wait till SummerSlam and have him lose it there.
I guess, well, it depends on who his opponent is. Looking at it,
hate is a strong word.
Whatever. I hate him. I will use the word hate. But I don't know. Because I have a strong feeling that Kofi might be losing his title at Extreme Rules to Joe. But again, pushing it out to SummerSlam, that'd be a devastating moment for him if he loses it at SummerSlam because that's a big pay-per-view.
Yes, but I think that this way they can say, okay, New Day has all the titles.
I could see them doing that too.
James likes Shane.
Shut it. Seriously, stop it. Ban her from the chat. Ban her from the chat. If I hear that come out of anybody else's match, why do you The Extreme Rules card is kind of looking decent if you ignore the mixed tag match. The mixed tag match is going to be the main event. It's going to be...
How do it, Scott?
Great. It's going to be great.
I think overall, I think it could be a solid card.
Oh, one other thing about this Shane segment, it was announced that the UnderTaker and Roman Reigns versus Shane and Drew is now a no-holds-barred match. I don't understand why we just call it an Extreme Rules match or a no-disqualification match, because no-holds-barred, it really doesn't make any sense. There aren't many holds.
Or the Undertaker's going to bury you in the dirt match.
There aren't many holds that are, like, barred anyways, and they don't ever use any.
Yeah.
So it's like... Why not just call it a no disqualification match?
Yeah, because it's a cooler name. Shane's gonna steal the show at Extreme Rules.
Said no one ever. Yeah, good. That was an excellent way to end that sentence. Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, it is shaping up to be a decent card.
I think it'll be a solid card.
I think so too. Stop. So Bryan gets the win. Good match. Then we get an R-Truth segment backstage, the only one of the evening, because Drake Maverick is, on his honeymoon and stuff. So we're not doing any 24/7 segments here right now. We'll probably get one over the weekend where he loses his title at his honeymoon. Watch. It'll be truth. He'll be like, I figured it out.
Yeah.
I know where he is. I'm going for my baby. Because that's pretty much what he said tonight. He was like, I want my baby back. And I'm not going to stop until I get it. So watch out. And that was that segment.
I can tell you Bishop
hasn't done anything in this episode of SmackDown Live. Well, I'm kind of wondering, because I saw a report that he possibly he wasn't taking over until after Extreme Rules. But I don't know for sure. Because there were some things that felt different, i.e. Kofi, and there were...
That might have been Heyman having something to do with...
That also could have been Heyman, too, who was like, okay, let's do this. So, I don't know. None whatsoever.
Truth promo was gold, definitely. But he usually does a pretty good promo. They recorded some days, so I guess that's true.
Dave Meltzer. Oh, yeah, we take everything Dave Meltzer says with a grain of salt. Or, Brad
it makes sense.
Isn't that his name?
If they had... if they didn't come back till after Extreme Rules, and they didn't start taking over till...
Definitely,
I
Paul
figured
Heyman 100% took over last night.
Oh, definitely. I thought that they would wait till after Extreme Rules. That way they could get through whatever storylines they were doing and then start fresh.
Right before we went on here, I was like, well, I wonder if they had Paul Heyman come on, make Raw better, so then it ultimately becomes your A show once again. So it's the show that everybody is like, this is the best.
The issue is they can't have an A and B show now that
because they don't have split brands anymore.
Well,
so that's why
SmackDown's going to Fox. So you can't have an A and B show because Fox isn't going to sit back and go, "Hey, our show is second rate compared to what's on USA."
Well, I don't know then, but that's what I was thinking. Is like if they're trying to pull that on us, where Raw is 100% the A show and SmackDown is the B show. Because they've done that to us before.
I don't think you can do that now with having separate,
like channels.
Yeah.
Separate TV deals.
Charlotte's doing dark.
I don't understand that. She went from being like one of the go-tos, one of your top stars, and now you're putting her in dark matches. I don't know. I just don't think that's cool. And I saw videos of her doing promos for a dark match against Bayley later in the evening.
Thing is,
I don't understand that.
I do. I think it's probably more they're trying to get some other people out there and get people seen, and this is the way to do it.
I get that, but like it makes no sense to me. She went from being like on the top to now she's doing dark matches. To me, that just doesn't make any sense.
Think about this: if you're going to a city, first off you want to get as many people out to as many people possible, which is what I've said for a long time. Mm-hmm. And you want to use your roster.
Yes.
So now they've got the roster out there being put out there to everybody.
Yeah.
People on TV, people in the arena.
Yes.
But you can promote Charlotte Flair as wrestling at these arenas without having to put her on TV.
I get that.
So that's probably, I'm guessing, it's the opportunity. Because if you start putting Charlotte on and you have all the same people being put on, it goes against everything that we've been saying.
But what are we doing now? Now we have Ember Moon and
Okay.
Mandy and Sonya on SmackDown Live having a match against one another every week. That's what we've seen for the last 3 weeks.
Okay.
Charlotte hasn't been on TV for probably a month now.
No, she hasn't. But you've seen some people on this week that you normally haven't seen.
No.
So
But
this-
if we're talking about women's segments, yes, it is the same people we've seen for the last 3 weeks.
Okay, and maybe they're trying to give some of these other people a push.
I understand that.
Well, that
But
might
what
be
I'm
what's
saying
happening.
is, to me, it's just crazy that you went from putting
Okay,
Charlotte...
would you rather have Charlotte come in and beat Becky and take the title? Okay,
No.
shh, be quiet then.
Okay, but what I'm just saying
By
is,
the
I
way,
don't...
did they give up on the no matches during commercials rule? I don't know. I mean,
no idea. They're still doing it.
Yeah,
They have to come up with some stupid reason as to why
yeah.
they have to cut the match before they go to commercial break. They did that in the main event.
Yeah,
That's why they had people on commentary.
Yeah.
To get into a fight. Because they needed something that would distract the ref, that they would stop the match, and then restart the match
Yeah.
as soon as we came back from a commercial break. That's 100% what that was.
yeah. So who knows?
I don't either.
Um,
Mind-boggling.
so then we have a Moment of Bliss with Bayley, hosted by Nikki Cross.
Yeah, Alexa tells Nikki that she's going to be the host tonight.
So it's actually a Moment of Cross with
Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross.
So Bayley comes out and tells Nikki that she's being used by Alexa, per usual, again. And then Nikki gets mad, and it's like, I really wish you'd stop trashing on her, because she's really not a bad person. And she's like, no, really she is. She's like, why are you lying why are you calling Alexa a liar? And she's like, because ding dong, she is a liar.
That split's coming.
And
At some point in time, that's going to happen.
I think she's being added to the match at Extreme Rules, and she's going to win. And then Alexa's going to be like, are you joking me? Are you kidding me? Why would you do that to me? That's what I see happening. As of right now, because
Might.
they're talking about Nikki should be getting the shot. Nikki's going to be put in the match, and Nikki's going to win the championship.
She might
And
be.
Alexa is going to go nuts.
She might.
And then we're going to get Nikki versus Alexa at SummerSlam.
Might.
Hopefully with Nikki retaining.
Yeah. Absolutely not.
Title till Mania of next year.
Okay, we'll see.
That'd be a year of being the champion.
So Nikki Cross versus Bayley. Bayley ends up getting the win.
This is a really tough match because if either of them got a loss, it's not good. Because Bayley got beat by Nikki last week, it makes her look really weak as the champion, and makes you go, well, why is she still have the belt? She's getting beat by everybody. If Nikki didn't get the win, then Nikki looks like an idiot.
No, last week made sense because it's setting up the storyline.
No, and I get that. But what I'm saying here is if it was a tough match, it could have gone either way. And it was a tough match to watch, so to speak, just because it's going to hurt either person who loses in some way. Hey, Elijah, what's up? Team Alexa. So that's just the way I looked at that. Was if Bayley loses, it makes her look weak as champion because she's lost so many times in a row now. And if Nikki loses, it makes her look stupid for trying to, talk it up. And
I don't think it
then
does because
lose.
now she beat her last week, and I think it's just another one of those things that it's part of the storyline that's being created here. So,
and like I said, I get that. But what I'm saying is it was just a tough spot for either of them to lose.
well, it is
Because it would have made either one of them look weaker.
a little bit, not much.
Okay.
Alexa's a joke. Then we have Joe and Kofi face to face.
this is where things got interesting. I wasn't really looking forward to this either. I was kind of like, oh man, this is going to be another one of those segments that we really don't need. Why do we need to have them go face to face? I didn't get it. Well, then after I watched the segment, I was like, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
They did something interesting there. So, essentially, Joe is like, you shake my hand right here and now and say that I will be the next WWE champion because I will. I won't hurt you or any of your loved ones. Kofi's standing there. And he's kind of looking at him. He's like, what do I do here? Do I shake his hand? Or do I not? And have him beat me up? Extreme Rules. Yeah, I was glad it wasn't either. But Kofi's standing there and he puts his hand out like he's gonna shake his hand, and then you flipped him off, and Kofi's just like, you idiot. And then Joe gets mad. He's like, why'd you do that? And then he went after him, and Kofi hit Trouble in Paradise, and then he just walked out. I was like,
good segment, I thought.
This was really good, a really good segment. I thought this was going to be an unnecessary segment. You proved me wrong.
Yeah.
I said after this, I'm thinking the end of the WWE PG era, it's coming to a close.
Yeah, probably.
Because after last night, things were said, stuff was done.
Yeah.
After tonight, things were done that don't make me think PG anymore.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
So I'm thinking this is a good thing.
I think so too.
To compete with AEW, they're going to have to. If they want to get to their standards of what they're doing, they're going to have to.
I agree.
Otherwise, people are going to be like, well, this is not cool at all.
Well, I think the PG thing, it makes it really hard to do some of the storylines you could do.
It does. I think the PG thing was good for a while. You had a lot of kids, a lot of, parents and stuff taking their kids to these events. It's not like we don't see kids. You don't see kids in the crowd anymore, but you don't see as many. If you watch, and you look at the crowd during the show, there really aren't as many as there used to be in, previous months.
No.
And so I don't think this is a horrible thing.
No.
Now, it is going to turn some people away because they don't want their children watching it.
No, it won't.
No, it won't?
No.
Okay, whatever. But it could.
It won't.
And so that could be a possible issue. But ultimately, I think it's a good thing.
It won't change it.
I think it's a good thing.
If you do lose people to watch you, then you're going to gain back some of the people that left in the first place. So
yeah.
So then we had the Bobby Lashley update on Bobby Lashley.
There were no kids at ECW. That's funny. Yeah, Bobby Lashley update. So we recapped this at the beginning of the show, where they were thrown into stuff and things started blowing up. Wow, what a segment yesterday. Even watching it back today, I was like,
yeah, it was good.
It was a good segment. So, Lashley says what Braun did last night was not wrestling. He said he could have been electrocuted or worse. Now, lucky for me, I didn't get very much of the worst end of the stick. Braun did, because they told us that it is not confirmed, but Braun was having issues moving the lower half of his body, and on Instagram it said that he may have fractured his pelvic bone, and something about his spleen, a ruptured spleen.
Is it because AEW is more of adult, non-PG, and WWE slowly doing it because of them? Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, I think WWE had to change what they were doing. I think whether they want to admit to it or not, I think part of what they're doing now is because of AEW. Mm-hmm. Because if it was just fans leaving and saying, attendance and things like that, I would think they would have made changes a long time ago. But I think they feel a little threatened by what AEW has done and what AEW has put out there.
Yeah.
So I think that's a huge part of it.
Yeah. I would say so.
So, you know, I think WWE is going to have to make changes anyway to try and get fans to either stay or come back, or just make sure that, you know, you keep your fan base just because of the way things were going.
Yeah.
So I think they would have eventually had to change their programming.
I think it's a good thing they're doing it now.
Yeah.
Just because they do have AEW on the horizon. So then Lashley says, next time I see that SOB, I'm not going to send him to the hospital. I'm going to send him to the morgue.
Yes.
He's putting out death threats now. Question. I was told I was obsessed with Becky.
Who told you that?
I feel like that could be a factual statement.
Who told you that, James?
So, once again, this leads me to believe we are 100% getting ruptured spleen is serious.
Yes. Definitely.
Now, it's a matter of if it's real.
Yeah.
Because I see them, a friend on Facebook. I see...
James, they're probably not too far off, because when you buy a 75 DVD and put it up, it's a mural on your wall. It probably means you're obsessed.
That's funny. So the way I see this going is after tonight, they're probably going to have a last man standing match at Extreme Rules. And I wouldn't be shocked if Bobby Lashley goes over.
Yeah, me neither.
Just after the statements he made tonight, he was like, you know what? Braun almost killed me. So you know what? I'm going to go and almost kill him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if we don't see more explosions at Extreme Rules in their match.
Yeah, we'll see something.
It's going to be exciting.
Explosion, but at least think it'll be a good match.
And my jacket, too.
Yeah. Oh, and the jacket, too. Sorry.
No, and my jacket, too, had nothing to do with that Extreme Rules thing.
No.
What were you even talking about? You're like, oh, yeah, and my jacket, too.
I was talking to him.
No, you were just talking to me. You were like, oh, yeah.
We had been talking about him being obsessed with Becky, and I said, oh, yeah, and your jacket, too.
Whatever. It just kind of all ran together, and it sounded weird.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to confuse
like
you.
we were talking about, oh, yeah.
Anybody that just came in the room, I didn't mean to confuse you.
And Bryan and Lashley's jacket, too, will be involved in their last man standing match at Extreme Rules somehow, too.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like you just said.
Oh, sorry.
So, we have that. Then we got Andrade versus Apollo Crews. I was really excited to watch this match because we haven't seen Andrade on TV in like weeks. And so I was really excited.
We haven't seen Apollo Crews either in a while.
No, he was... is this spoiling things? It might be spoiling things because I don't think this has happened yet. Well, Apollo Crews has been found somewhere else on another brand. Well, not really another brand, but he's been on another show. And so I thought he was going to go back there.
Yeah. Apparently not.
Maybe he is. And they were just covering up for it because it hasn't aired yet.
They might have. I don't know.
I don't either.
Yeah.
But that's what I knew. So, this is a really good match, I thought.
Yeah, overall, again, it's a solid match.
Zelina got involved. I love when she gets involved. I want to see her in more wrestling matches.
Well, you might.
She's a little firecracker.
With changes coming, you might see some
like,
of those.
She honestly, she could go from being just the manager to being actually being in the ring. And I would love to see that because she is really good.
Yeah.
You know, her Hurricane Ranas are like just beautiful.
Yeah, I mean...
And she does them to, like, huge guys.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they just look so cool. So vicious. So mean. So sick. I love them. And I want to see her on TV more.
Yeah.
In matches.
And you, like I said, you might see some of that. Especially if they start doing this mixed tag team.
So before we see the Becky...
I want Becky to put her to sleep.
before we see a Becky and Seth split, if that's what you're thinking is going to happen, I kind of want to see Andrade and Charlotte versus Seth and Becky.
You might see it.
Also, I mean, Andrade and Zelina would make more sense due to TV stuff, but Andrade and Charlotte would be cool too.
Yeah.
Just because they're an actual couple.
It's all
and
gonna...
Becky and Seth are an actual couple, and so it would be, it'd be real interesting.
I think it depends on where they
go down.
Well, I think it depends on where they go with the storyline with the Canellises.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't see many people saying
Do
your
say
idea.
that. Please, no more relationships on TV.
You know, I don't really... Okay, so at first I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about this Becky and Seth thing. But I kind of felt like people were attacking the segment last night, and I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was fine. People were like, oh, well, I don't like this Becky. She's funny, she's soft, she has a boyfriend. I don't like this. I want my... I'm going to rip your head off and your arm off Becky back. Why can't she be both?
Yeah. Well,
the
problem...
And I just felt like people were ripping it apart, and it wasn't bad.
Well, a lot of people didn't want to see, like Export says, no more relationships on TV. I think that you're going to see it just because I think they can tie it into real life. Like, you know, like the pregnancy thing with the Canellises. I don't know where they're going with it.
I don't know if she's actually having a baby.
But...
Or if she isn't.
You know, knowing Paul Heyman and some of the things he's done...
He might try and include...
It wouldn't shock me if you don't see something with relationships.
Yeah. And like I said, I didn't have a problem with the segment last night because Becky is gone. I didn't have a problem with the segment last night. I felt like a lot of people were attacking it and they thought it was horrible, and I was like, I didn't see that.
I didn't think it was bad.
And it wasn't just because it's Becky and Seth. It wasn't bad. People had their mind made up before they went into it. They were like, oh, relationship stuff? No. Don't do it. And I get that and understand that because some relationship stuff hasn't been good. I.e., John Cena and Nikki Bella. That was horrible to have that done on television, and then they broke up. Like, it wasn't good. So, you know... I understand why people are kind of iffy about it, and people don't like it, but I don't think it was bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. So I just felt like it was, like, unnecessary. To be like, oh, that was trash.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't. Maria was very good. Yes, she was.
Definitely.
Last night, she's really good on the mic.
Then we have the KO and Dolph. KO and Dolph are backstage.
Yeah, they're talking about their match, and they're like, well, maybe we can actually do this. Maybe we can be tag team partners. Bud.
Yeah.
And that was that. Then Aleister Black. Y'all doing predictions?
Yes.
We will.
We will be doing predictions, James.
Next week, next Sunday, right? Is Extreme Rules and Fight for the Fallen. A 2 pay-per-view weekend.
Yes.
We're going to be busy.
Yes.
It'll be fun. And guess what, people? Colin, I know you're going to watch this later. I'm not putting my belt on the line for AEW. Just WWE. So don't even ask.
Why, you wimp?
No, because you said we're not doing predictions for AEW until they have a weekly show. That's literally... Okay, people.
I did say it.
Yeah, you did. So I'm not putting my belt on the line until then.
I don't blame you.
Whatever.
For being a wimp.
Colin came this close to beating me. He was a point away. A lot of people were a point away from beating
Your
me.
biggest
But it was
fear
a big accomplishment for him because he went
would
from
be-
having 2 predictions right
Your
to
biggest
getting
fear would be
six.
you're a 2-time loser in the same weekend.
Whatever.
So then we had the Aleister Black promo.
This is good, I thought. I like what they're doing with this. I think this is going to be very interesting to see who it is. I kind of may have already know who it is because I kind of saw a poster. I predict Extreme Rules will be sold out.
I think it probably has a good shot at it.
Yeah.
Especially with what's happened just yesterday and today. Because people are going to be like,
Where
hey,
is Extreme Rules?
I want to go check this out.
James, man,
Cesaro.
you spoiled it. You spoiled it. What are you doing? So, Aleister Black says, the man who knocked on my door, I didn't get to see who it was, because when I went over, they were gone. But he should reveal himself at Extreme Rules in a match with me. And like James said, I saw a poster with a Aleister Black and Cesaro for Extreme Rules. I kind of hope it's not Cesaro, because I feel like that's kind of not cool.
I hope it's just a setup to make everybody think it's Cesaro.
Me too. Because I really don't want it to be Cesaro. Cesaro's good. But I don't think Aleister Black's first feud should be Cesaro. That doesn't scream, hey, I'm a great guy.
No.
That doesn't scream that to me. I'm a superstar. I'm awesome. I'm great. Come watch me. No. It just seems like a match for SmackDown.
Well, again, why?
And I don't like that.
Why?
Like, if you're going to do a pay-per-view match, it should be something bigger than that. And, like, for Aleister Black, it's, like, his first time in the ring in several months. Don't have it be Cesaro. I feel like that's kind of a letdown.
I don't.
What?
I don't.
You don't what?
I don't think it's a letdown.
You literally just said don't have it be Cesaro.
Well, I mean, I don't want it to be Cesaro because, like, in their posters and everything, everybody already knows who it is. I would, like, put some question mark there and make it somebody else. Or leave Cesaro in there and then have it be somebody else.
Like,
rather than give it away early.
I don't know. To me, it feels... Yeah, see, like, I don't mind him putting over talent. That's fine, but I feel like for a pay-per-view match...
Who do you want him to wrestle?
I don't know, but not Cesaro.
Well, then
That's not the first person
then you
that
go
comes
back
to
to
my
just having the
mind.
same, like, 8 wrestlers that are
No,
wrestling.
but that doesn't come to my mind as the person who, like, see, Finn Balor would be better. Like, anybody would be better.
Okay.
Because Cesaro just doesn't scream like... I don't know. He's not... I'm not saying he's, like, bad in the ring, because he is really good, and the matches he had with Ricochet were amazing. He had those over, like, 3 weeks in a row. He had matches with Ricochet, and they were all great.
I don't know, I just think...
But, like, I feel like it's just kind of a letdown. If you're kind of building it up as, like, oh, who's this mystery opponent? Who knocked on his door? Who is the big bad wolf who was like, oh, I'll take you on?
I'd be cool with Finn Balor.
I would be too. But like I said, I thought they were going to go in the direction of Finn versus Nakamura for the Intercontinental Championship, but we didn't see any of that tonight either. And you know what else we didn't see, people? Stupidity. That's what we didn't see. We didn't see the match that we were kind of promised, Kabuki Warriors versus the Iconics, for the tag team titles. They won their match last week in Japan.
Yeah.
So, and they talked about in 2 weeks, then you'll defend your titles against us. Where did this happen? Because it hasn't happened yet. Are we waiting to do it at Extreme Rules?
That was before you had the new writers.
It was, but it still happened, and everybody was like, what? They
don't know.
talked about it last week.
I don't know. It's
And I don't understand how you can, like...
you got the new writers.
No, but you, like, promise people things, or like, oh, well, this match is happening next week because they won, but then you just kind of, like, here's your candy, but sorry, you can't eat it.
Maybe they're going to put that at Extreme Rules.
That's what I literally just said. Is that what they're doing?
I don't know. That's
Because
what I just said.
I just said that right before you said it.
Well,
I was like, so are they saving this for Extreme Rules then?
Okay.
Roll the footage back here.
And I said maybe they're putting it at Extreme Rules.
And I said
then you
the
yelled
same
at
thing.
me. Thanks.
I get that. I understand that. I'd be fine with it. Just tell us that. So then we're not expecting something to happen on SmackDown and then it doesn't.
Well, I don't know.
That's my point. That's the point I'm trying to make here.
Oh, got you.
And like I said, the Finn Balor and Nakamura thing, I thought we were going to see that too. Maybe we're trying to wait and build that up for SummerSlam. And then we have another pay-per-view where Finn isn't defending his title, where it's not seen, where Finn Balor is like, who is that anymore? I mean, that's just stupid. Why would you not have him
The thing
defend
is,
his
why
title at the
are you
pay-per-view?
complaining about they're making changes? They've made changes so far.
I get
and
that
you're
they're making
complaining
changes,
about
but
us.
what I'm saying,
You want everything crammed into a 2-hour show, and then you'd be going, well, that wasn't very good. Well, they can either make it good, or they can just throw everybody out there,
No,
and let's do
but
the
what I'm
24/7 champion chasing around the 24/7 champion like for 35 minutes.
You're not listening.
I mean,
what I'm saying is don't tell us something is going to be on SmackDown and then it isn't. We were told that we were supposed to get this championship match multiple times on SmackDowns.
okay.
And we haven't seen them yet.
You're right.
It's frustrating.
Well, why is it
because
frustrating?
your tag team championships
When you have new
aren't
writers come
being
in, things
defended.
change.
Your tag team championships, your women's tag team championships aren't being defended.
Okay.
They have become a joke. They are
Okay.
they have disappeared
Okay.
off the face of the planet.
And give your new writers, the people that are doing different things, give them the opportunity to make the changes necessary to make things good again.
I don't know. If we were expecting to see something, I think we should see it. You know
Why
what I
would
mean?
you have them defend the titles on Raw when you have a pay-per-view coming up? And it makes a bigger
Like
splash
I
at the
said,
pay-per-view.
I can understand why they're going to do that, but don't tell us that they're going to be defended on SmackDown and then we don't see it. That's the issue I have with
that was
it.
before you had the new writers.
Okay,
Someone
then just
thought
tell us
about
that
it.
we're not getting it. Tell us, oh, well, we're going to have this match. Instead of having it here tonight, the Iconics have said, oh, we're not defending them here. We'll defend them at Extreme Rules.
Well, they probably just want you to forget about it.
Oh, well, people did not forget about it. People were questioning where it was.
James is going to double it in January.
Cool.
Can you take her with you?
Stop. Sorry. I just don't, if you're going to, like, don't say you're going to have a championship match and then not have the championship match.
Wild card rule.
It has nothing to do with the wild card rule.
Ember Moon versus Mandy Rose is next.
It makes no sense.
Solid match,
Yeah, it was a really short match.
but it was solid. I mean, for what they did.
I mean, yeah, it was like a 2-minute match, which
That's
is,
fine. You
it's
don't have to have a
also-
64-minute
No,
match to make it a good match.
But I mean, what I'm saying for the women, again, it's still a little frustrating because the women aren't getting matches that I think they should be longer. Because a 2-minute match is like, you could have a great 2-minute match, but like, it's 2 minutes.
Okay, but one of the issues you have is you're trying to get all this. Again, you're trying to get all this crammed in. I've said this before. You can't cram everybody into a 2-hour show and make it a decent show.
You know what? See,
2-time match survive.
that's what I mean. That's not cool.
I think
Because that's what they were getting before was 2-minute matches. And then they started having matches that were longer than that. That were closer to, you know, like when the men have matches, their
think-
matches are longer.
Okay. Give the people that are doing the new thing a chance to fix it. And in 3 weeks, if things haven't changed, then come back and complain.
Well, it's just annoying that they're still getting 2-minute matches.
I'm just saying, give the
I
people
just
that are in
think-
charge the time
then
to
what
fix
was-
it.
Well, no, my question is, it might have been a good 2-minute match, but what was the purpose of just having a 2-minute match?
What's the difference with 2 hours or 2 minutes? As long as you're putting something out there that's decent. And
I don't know. I just think if you're gonna do it, have it be longer than 2 minutes. Because a 2-minute match isn't enough. Stop with
I
the stupid
definitely
2 out of
agree
3
with that.
falls matches, and then they would have more time.
I agree.
Good to see the Eclipse again. I agree with that. It was a good move. I like it. It's, cool. So Ember gets a win over Mandy. She lost to Sonya last week, and she got a win against Mandy this week, so it's nice to see.
Yes.
Then we had Shelton Benjamin backstage. He had a little promo video, so to speak, where he didn't say anything. He gets asked about who he thinks will win the WWE Championship at Extreme Rules. His response was, and then he walked out.
Yeah.
I was like, he's probably getting a shot at the title next, isn't he?
Possibly.
Probably. That will turn into a GIF.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will. It already has.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. What even was that?
I don't know.
Like I
But
said,
they got him
I
out.
think,
They've got him out there, and
like I said, I think he's probably going to get a shot at the title next.
Might.
That would make most sense to me. They didn't show who asked the question. I think it was Sarah. What did I just watch with Shelton? Yeah, good question. I don't know. I was sitting there and I was like, what?
Yeah.
But to me, it makes sense for him to get a title shot next.
Yeah.
If that's what they're going to
It
do.
wouldn't shock me. I mean, it's, putting some other people out there, so we'll see. Although I don't know if I like that, just because you haven't had him on. I think you need to kind of build him up a little bit.
Oh, maybe he's going to help Joe win.
Might. So then
Once in a while,
we
it's there.
have Dolph and KO versus Heavy Machinery.
This is a good match. Until, New Day and Bryan and Rowan were on commentary, and this is how we had to get past that stupid commercial break. They had to fight while they were on commentary to kind of stop the match, and then have it start again.
Yeah.
So, they fought, they got kicked out from ringside, and then the match restarted after we got back from commercial break. So, the match is going, it's pretty good, it's a pretty good match, not gonna lie. Kevin Owens and, I almost said Sami Zayn. Dolph. He should be tagging with Sami, it goes better. But, yeah, he was, they were doing good. Dolph and KO, they were doing good. Until Dolph accidentally super kicked KO in the face, which then led Heavy Machinery to get the win.
Yes.
So Heavy Machinery is added into the championship match at Extreme Rules. I wouldn't be shocked if they win.
Yeah, me neither.
I also would not be shocked if the New Day wins.
Me neither.
So, ultimately, I think Bryan and Rowan are losing their titles.
I do too.
Because I don't think...
I think they're going to split them up. I don't think they're going to be a tag team anymore.
I don't know.
I think Rowan still might be his bodyguard type person, but I don't think
But they're not going to do the tag team thing.
No.
They're just going to... Bryan will go back to fighting for the
think
singles
Bryan
title.
does better on his own than with...
He doesn't get
in the
beat as
tag
much.
team.
It's because they put him with Rowan, and Rowan is huge.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem realistic to have him getting beat by anybody.
No.
Getting pinned by anybody.
No.
So Bryan always takes the fall. I don't love that. So
Yeah,
putting
no.
Bryan back in a single spotlight, I agree. I think it would be better.
Definitely.
Better for him as a whole.
Yeah.
And he could go for singles titles, IC title, WWE Championship again, Universal Championship, whatever.
It'd be cool to see the Street Profits showcase, but okay. Look like Dolph's about to attack KO. I think, Street Profits are going to get their due. I'm just curious to see what they're going to do with the NXT titles, whether they're just going to give them up or if they're going to actually lose to somebody.
I don't think they're going to give them up. I think they're going to go through at least TakeOver and defend them. To me, who would make the most sense for them to lose them to, it would be Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
And then they come up full time.
Yeah.
And they're done with NXT.
Look like Dolph is about to attack KO. I think there's going to be a feud there.
I would say so,
I'd say
because
they're headed
after
that
the
way.
match, Kevin ended up using the stunner
Yeah.
on good old Dolph. And he was laying there planted and he was like, "This is my show. This is my show, you fools." Idiots.
But this is,
Idiot.
this whole thing is part of what I said. They need to get more
I am
wrestlers involved.
so glad they are not putting Dolph or Kevin in the championship spotlight.
Yeah.
I would be okay if Kevin was fighting for the WWE Championship. I just don't think he can do it against Kofi anymore.
No.
Because he's lost to Kofi so many times at this point. Dolph has lost to Kofi so many times at this point. It's not logical for them to win now.
Usos versus Street Profits would probably be a good match.
It would.
Like a really good match.
I agree with that. 100%.
Yes.
So, pulling them out of the championship spotlight and just having them fight each other seems like a better thing to me.
I agree.
And I think they will probably have a match at Extreme Rules.
Probably.
It'll probably be some stipulation, trash can stipulation.
Yeah.
They can throw trash cans at each other. I don't know. There'll be some stipulation added to it, whether it's a chairs match, a table match, a ladder match, or whatever.
Yep.
I think there'll be something. It'll be some gimmick match.
Yeah. Again, this is part of doing things right and putting people out there.
I missed it.
Did a promo during.
There's probably a video on Twitter somewhere.
Probably.
Let's go to the Twitter machine and see if anybody has posted anything.
Have we ever heard Rowan do a promo? Didn't he do a promo once?
He did. He kind of talked like, what the heck happened? The TV just turned on. I don't know why that happened. Yeah, I think he did a promo once. Oh, Export's got it. Export's got it. Export's got it. Oh, the Buddy Murphy promo. I can't hear it because you got headphones in. I'll have to watch it later. What's he saying?
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Buddy Murphy.
Awesome. I love Buddy Murphy. He's awesome.
But you might not know who I am.
Oh, probably because we have never seen you on TV before. Because WWE is stupid. That'd be why. Continue on.
Let's get one thing straight.
Let's get one thing straight. What do we need to get
Buddy Murphy doesn't need SmackDown Live.
Oh.
SmackDown Live needs Buddy Murphy.
Yeah. I could see that being true.
Crowd's going what? Just like 205 needed Buddy Murphy.
Yeah, 205 Live. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 205 Live probably wants you back, buddy. Probably wants you back. Because. That's funny. Somebody in the comments says Buddy Murphy really is the best kept secret.
Alright.
Because
is Eric creating a new NWO? Who are you getting in? With who?
I don't know. But one of the comments underneath that video, it says, Buddy Murphy is the best kept secret because we haven't seen him since April.
Yeah.
That is funny.
So who do you think Bischoff's gonna create a new NWO with?
I'd like to know. Okay, so quick question real quick because we're not done with the show.
Yeah.
SmackDown is over.
Show was over. Overall,
not horrible.
It wasn't as good as Raw, but I thought it was better than it has been.
I agree.
You got to see some wrestlers you haven't seen.
I agree.
There are some things that they did I thought that were okay.
I agree.
Yeah, there's some stuff they could fix. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, not a bad show.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'd like to talk about 2K20 for just a second. When are we supposed to get that stuff announced?
Never.
Because
maybe they realized that Becky Lynch isn't all that, and they're not going to put her on the cover. So they're making the cover change right now.
Whatever.
That's probably it.
Whatever. When are we supposed to get
Just
stuff
saying.
announced?
I don't know.
I'd just like to know, because I thought there was a date set.
I don't know.
June 24th.
Yep.
And I was all ready.
Maybe it's July 24th.
Maybe it is July 24th.
Yeah.
I don't know, but from the documents that were leaked, it said June.
Yeah, I don't know.
And so, I don't know. I really got bored of 2K19. Oh, we have 2K19. I don't think it's that bad.
It's okay.
It's fun. It's got that going for it. I get real excited when I play this game. Like, if I beat you, I'm like, oh, it's hilarious. I heard that it come up when they hired him. Just curious. Well, I don't know who they'd put in the new NWO if they were to do it.
I don't know.
The new world.
Well,
order.
you'd have to bring someone.
The NWO.
Okay, but I think you'd have to bring someone in from the outside.
Probably.
Someone that's not in WWE right now. I mean, that's what I think. You'd have to bring someone in from the outside that's not currently in WWE. That's a big name.
Yeah. Well, they might be able to if they have
effective.
creative change. They might be able to.
Yeah, they might be able to.
If people are like, well, maybe WWE's not as bad as I thought it was going to be because they have new people who might actually, use me right.
Yeah. I think with that, I think we're done. We will be back tomorrow night.
Speaking of the New World Order, whenever I hear the Undisputed Era song, I just think
it wasn't amazing, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Did you watch it? So is that a question or...
That's funny.
I thought it was better than it has been. But just say that. I think it was better than it has been. It definitely could be better.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was as bad as it has been.
Definitely. No, not a question.
Okay.
Bring in some Impact guys. I could see that happening. There's a couple guys that just left Impact. Who's that big name one? His name is slipping my mind. Can't think of what his name is, but he just left Impact or was released from Impact just a couple months, maybe a month or two ago. I can't think of what his name is right now. It's totally slipping my mind.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't either, but he's a big name. I only watch it for Bayley.
Bayley and Raw Becky.
Of course he does. See, James, this is why people tell you that you're obsessed with Becky.
Definitely.
That would be why, right there. You only watch the show for Becky.
Yeah. And you're disappointed when she loses the title soon.
Stop! Why are we still doing that? I am disappointed when she loses the title, too.
That's right, see?
I get upset.
Yeah, we know.
Sometimes I get physically upset.
Yeah.
Because it's ripping a piece of me off, too.
Yeah.
It's just a little piece of my shoulder is gone.
Overall, like I said, I thought the show was decent. We got a fly flying around here again.
Yeah, we do.
Could be better. Eric isn't taking over until after the pay-per-view, so who knows what.
That's what I heard!
See, that's what we had heard, too.
I wasn't sure. Bring back Charlotte. See,
I think...
I don't disagree with that statement.
Chaos, I'm surprised... I figured they wouldn't... I'm surprised Heyman took over. I figured they would wait till after the pay-per-view to get new storylines and things like that.
It's a good thing he did.
Trevor Lee from Impact. So here's how
I don't think so. I don't think that's the same. I don't know. There was somebody from Impact. I swear there was. And I don't think that's it. Maybe it is, and maybe I just don't pay attention. But there was somebody else. And I can't think of what his name is. He, didn't he, have a match with Tessa Blanchard set up? Or something like that? I think that's it. I can't think of what his name is. And I thought he was, released from Impact.
You're leaving everybody hanging.
I am, because I don't know what his name is. I can't think of what his name is.
Yeah, me neither.
And like I said, I think he was released from Impact. I don't know if he'd be good for the job. Ugh. Raw was so much better than it has been. Heyman fingerprints all over that show. I agree.
Definitely way better.
I think to make people... Well, this makes a lot of sense. To make people interested in that Braun and Lashley match, because nobody cared otherwise.
Callahan.
No.
You got excited like that was what you were going to...
Yeah, no, because that's Sami Callahan. I know who that is.
Okay.
And it wasn't him. No, don't think so.
Okay, I just signed with it.
I have no idea, man. No idea. None whatsoever. Slipping my mind. Ugh, it's so annoying. Did you guys ever get that way where you're like, it's right there. I know who it is. But I don't know who it is. Because I get that all the time. It's so annoying. Where was I going with my thought? Braun and Lashley. So, I said yesterday that I just think, you had to do something because if you were going to have them having a match at Extreme Rules, nobody's going to care. And nobody was going to care about last night's match either. And then they had things blow up. Nope.
Disco Inferno.
Nope. He was from WCW.
Yeah.
Horrible. Horrible. No, thank you. But to get people interested, I think they had to do something like that, and I think it's a good thing Heyman took over and was like, okay, well, we're going to have you guys be blown up. Because otherwise, people aren't going to want to see your match play out at Extreme Rules in a last man standing match where Bobby Lashley kind of wants to kill you, Braun.
Well, part of the problem is the fact they had in the match. You know, they've been feuding forever.
That's
so
what I
think
mean.
That was a huge part.
That's what I mean. Is like.
Which I think you're gonna stop
it's
seeing.
an issue.
Once Payman gets his hands.
But I think it's a good. It's a good thing he got. Yes, that's it. Eli Drake. I knew it started with an E. I was like Eric. I was in my head. I was like Eric something, but I didn't want to say it out loud because then it sounds stupid. Eli Drake. That's who it is. Benjamin is living. LOL. Meme. That's funny.
That is funny.
That is hilarious. Oh, that's what I was like, he's never going to live that down. Because that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so
Definitely.
funny. So funny. But yeah, Eli Drake, that's his name. But just to get people interested in that Braun and Lashley match, it's a good thing Heyman came in and did something because otherwise nobody would have cared.
No.
Nobody. I wouldn't have cared whatsoever. I would have been like, awesome.
Well, it is. I mean,
we saw this match at Super Showdown.
And it's like...
I'm shocked we did not see this match at Stomping Grounds.
Well, and that's, you know...
Just because they've had a match at, like, every single pay-per-view, you know? Every single week in some capacity. And so, like you said, it was getting old. So it's a good thing Heyman came in and was like, we're going to blow you up. Bobby's going to be like, well, now I want to kill Braun because he wanted to kill me.
I think the one thing you're going to see is the feud will end after...
Yeah. It better. I swear to you, it better end. Otherwise...
Extreme Rules.
It has to. You know what else I find very funny? July 13th. There's a lot of stuff going on that day. We have the AEW pay-per-view. And then also, last week, WWE announced that they're doing the Evolve show. Just the same day as Fight for the Fallen.
Yeah.
They're trying to draw people away from that, but they're not. People are going to watch AEW. It's just a fact of the matter.
Yeah.
What's going to be real interesting is to look at ratings, I guess, and see viewership and stuff for both pay-per-views because WWE has Extreme Rules the day after Fight for the Fallen is happening. So I guess we really will see what's going on and how it's looking rating-wise and see.
Well, I don't think they should probably go head-to-head.
How people are...
Because I think you're gonna have the people that... You're going to have people that'll want to check out both.
Oh, yeah, we're watching both.
And right now, because AEW is new, I would say that, you know, they'd want to... I don't know.
I don't either.
With that, I think we're going to take off. We'll be back tomorrow.
Yes, we will.
We will have the NXT...
NXT UK
tomorrow,
recap.
NXT UK recap tomorrow.
I don't really know what's supposed to happen this week.
Me neither.
Which is a good thing.
Yes.
Because last week, the cage match, even though it was fantastic, it's a good thing I don't know what's happening.
Yes.
Building up to that NXT takeover. Later all, hopefully I'll be here early.
We'll be back tomorrow.
I sent updates.
I set updates on Twitter, so we can check that out.
Cool.
Back tomorrow with NXT recap. Be back next Monday with the Raw recap. Of course, next week we'll have Raw, SmackDown, NXT, pay-per-view predictions. Happy 4th of July to everybody. Be safe.
Yeah, we have two. Like I said, we have two pay-per-views next week, and next week's gonna be busy.
Yeah, next week will be a busy week.
Busy week. It's like WrestleMania week, but we have like less days.
Yes. Anyone that is new, come subscribe to us. Hit the little bell so you know when we go live, and we will see everybody
Tomorrow
night.
Peace
Peace out.